Hello ladies and gentlemen. In this video we're going to talk about having a strong hook to start your pro-con. So what I'm going to show you is what your hook should look like, the parts it should have, and when you're done hopefully you'll have a nice solid first paragraph to your essay. So we'll look at your introduction to begin with, and I have a new Google document here started. I'll tab in to start, and the thing that I know from looking at my Think Fantastic Pro-Con outline is that my intro needs to start with a story that shows pathos. What is pathos? Again, if you scroll down and you forgot, you can look and go to our note cards here. Pathos is emotion. So I want to tell a story with emotion, and I want to think about what particular emotion my audience should be feeling to get them convinced to see my side of things. So in the last tutorial I showed you how to think about your outline if you were going to talk about school being year-round, and I was kind of in favor of it. In this particular video I'm going to take the opposite side and say how I would think about being against a year-round school. So to do that, I would think about the emotion that I would want my audience to feel. How would I want them to feel? Probably a sense of dread at year-round school. So in my hook I'm going to try and describe that sense of dread. So it'll probably look something like this. So I took a second to write the hook portion of my introduction. And again, that's where I tell my story with pathos. And I wrote, "It's a sweltering July day. The mercury threatens to break out of the thermometer past 100 degrees. All across Iowa, families head out to cool off in one of the many beautiful lakes. Elsewhere, friends gather and head to a nice, cool movie theater to avoid the heat. Students in Marshalltown, however, are cramped inside a classroom without air conditioning. It's so hot." I missed a word there. "It feels almost like the paint will peel off the walls." So what am I going for emotionally there? A huge sense of dread. Now that I've got my hook, my next step is to write my context. Explain why this is a debate worth having now. In Marshalltown, the schools are considering whether or not to have year-round school. They hope to have a decision in the near future. So those two lines right there explain to my reader why they should care. If we weren't considering going to a year-round school, this topic wouldn't have nearly as much interest. Finally, now that I've written my context, I want to think about my thesis. What is my position? In this particular example, I'm saying that I think year-round school is not the way to go. So I want to phrase it in a positive way, what I do think. So I will say, I believe that the traditional school calendar works best and that we should keep it because, and there's that key word again, because we used it in our outline yesterday. We should keep it because, and then I'm going to list my three reasons, my three main ideas. Main idea number 1 from my outline, main idea number 2 from my outline, and main idea number 3. So for example, main idea number 1, it helps the local economy. Think of all the summer jobs that might get lost. Number 2, it keeps families together during the summer. And finally, it gives students a chance to fully recharge after a long year. So those are my 3 reasons that I'm going to discuss in my essay. I'll highlight this so that you can see the different parts. Here's my hook. Here is my context. And finally, the last sentence includes the word because, is my thesis. Okay. So hook, context, thesis. And the big thing you want to think about is, am I following my outline? Have I told a story with pathos? Have I explained why this is a debate worth having? And have I stated my position clearly using the word because, stating why? So good luck writing your introduction. We'll have another post that will show you how to write your counter argument and your body paragraphs.